lost track of time. And it's all Mike Rowe's fault.
They don't know that because they don't see a clock.
Oh, okay. So we're on. Let's call to order the meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. This is our regular meeting. Today is September 9th. How did that happen? And we have a full select board. Let's see, I think I started at your end last time. So Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, Matt Getty, and Sharon Russell.
I wasn't here last time. And you didn't even miss me.
Sure we did.
Okay, I screwed that one up.
No.
Let's- moving right along, please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Righty. We have in our packet the select board minutes for our last meeting, which was August 26th. Is there a motion to approve? Motion's made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Matt. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Sharon, you were absent.
Yes.
So, and that's noted here. So, all opposed? None. The motion carries 4-0 and 1 abstention. And I'm going to sign mine and send it on. Okay.
Oops.
So
Matt,
move to
maybe
approve the
you
orders.
Motion's been made to approve the orders. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Now, we have some discussion under approving the orders. There is an item there for the final payment for VMS. And Sharon's got the stack in front of her, and Joe is our clerk of the works. So we'll look to Joe for a report and advice as to whether we approve.
So about 3 weeks ago, we were emailed the final request from VMS for the payment. And at the time, I wasn't sure if we were what to do. So I had Kari separate out the amount for the transfer switch for the sprinkler system and for the work, the extra electrical work, and we paid that. And then Vic Shappy called me and he was a little confused. So we talked about it, and then I said, well, I said I wasn't, the board hadn't said that I could okay that yet, but I told him we would have it on this week's orders, and did a little bit of checking and called Ed Clerk, and he said, yeah, everything is done to his satisfaction as the architect on the building and the designer of that building. I checked with Chris Clark. I didn't get a chance to talk with Chief Dumas. But usually if there's something, they'd let me know, but I believe everything that was in the original contract to do is done. There were one deletion for the curbs, the concrete stops for the parking places, and we took 15 out. We deleted the ones along the west side of the building. So Vic got a hold of Fabian's because they were providing all that, and there was a deduction from the final payment of $1,500, and that's noted in the amount that's there. I did have the accurate numbers and the final amount, and they are on my desk at home. But the building is about $271,000, $272,000 over the original bid was $5,148,000 right in there. And we spent about 272 over that. So it's about 5.4 for the actual construction of the building.
Okay.
And in that final payment, I believe per the contract and per the architect, we're obligated to pay now. So,
Okay.
and
That's the retainage that we're releasing.
right, that was
plus-
the last of what was,
Okay.
we paid that down as we went along. So that's where they are.
Is that does the retainage cover all of that amount they're looking for, or do we have to tap into something else to pay it?
No, that should, well, we had, $250,000,
Oh, okay.
contingency fund,
Right.
which we've used all of that, and we went about 23,000 over, which is about the amount of that transfer switch.
Okay,
If, the 250 we had would have covered it pretty close, and that switch kind of put us over.
so, and this money would come from the
Capital
cons-
improvement account. That's
Capital
what we've used to
improvement, okay.
pay for any of the, money that was above the, what we had bonded for. I don't remember the exact amount of the bond. But I don't know if the bond included the $250,000 contingency. I think it did.
I think it
So,
did, yeah.
so, yeah,
God, I used to have all of those numbers at the top of my head.
but that's where we are.
Yeah,
And this, well, I might as well just finish what I got to tell you.
Yes,
for once
please.
my- so the state of Vermont, Department of, with it fire prevention, public, whatever it is. Fire safety. We have a form that I've got to get together with Kari and figure out the exact cost. We have the building cost, but the engineering and that, and all of that
Yes,
stuff will be,
the soft costs.
right. And then
Okay,
there was an amount that we paid the state of Vermont for our permit,
Mhm.
and we were going to be over, so they're going to want another little contribution. That's a polite, so, and it's just the way it is, that's,
but we're not gonna count any of the innards that we
I do
put
not
in.
believe that.
Those
It's
are
it
like
would be
fixed
site
fees.
engineering, design and the building construction.
Okay, all right.
So the rest of that is whatever. And those, once we have those numbers, then I'll get that paperwork filed,
Okay.
and I'll do that.
So for the purposes of approving the requested last payment for VMS, any further discussions on VMS payment? I think you've answered it, the money to come out of the capital improvement fund.
Yep.
Did we have a question on the police? What, because Ed just walked in, so we can catch him totally unawares and ask him. Yeah,
Two docking stations, those were for you guys, cruisers.
okay, and we had talked about those and previously approved them. Okay, we don't need to.
And that won't be part of this anyway, right? But that's part of the orders, but
That was a
not part
separate
of
item.
the VMS portion.
No,
No,
that
okay.
was, no, this was a separate item that was
The
down
blue,
here.
the blue
The
papers.
blue paper, so
Yep.
we're all set with that.
Yep.
Any further discussion on approving the orders? No, all in favor, please say aye.
I,
Aye, motion carries 5-0. So thank you all, and thanks to VMS, and we're thanking them by sending them a check. Best possible way. Any announcements from our board members? Nope. Update from Selectboard Chair. Couple of things, a reminder that articles for the circle are due on the 15th, which is that Friday? Monday. Okay, phew, I've got the weekend. So department heads, please do get in. So this will be the first circle article, which will come out about a month later, after the summer. So if you did stuff in the summer that you want people to know about, this would be the addition of the circle to put it in and get it to Janelle. And thanks to Janelle for doing it. I sent around to the select board. I got late notice this afternoon that the Diamond Run Mall's land use permit amendment has been provisionally approved. They've treated it as a minor, which means they issue a proposed permit and it stands unless somebody requests a hearing before September 30th. So, yeah, this is probably it's a faster way of doing it than just setting it for hearing and going through a hearing. So this has all, I took a quick look at the permit conditions. I sent it around to you folks too. It pretty much tracks what we were told. And I've asked Bill to make a copy of this and make sure it goes in the file. Again, this is the demolition for everything but the Kmart and the reclamation of the middle area from impervious ground to ground that will accept water. So that's good news. And that's a good thing to know about. I'll deal with the other stuff at the end. It's just a thank you note from one of our students. Okay, are there any questions from the floor or public comments from folks not otherwise on the agenda? I'm looking around the room, the crowded back area, and I'm not seeing anything other than our usual folks.
The suspects.
I wasn't gonna say
That's,
suspect.
you got
I was
to.
not
That's
going
what we
to
are.
do that.
That's right.
Call it like you see it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Right out of Casablanca.
And there's no box lighting up, so we'll move along. Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director.
Evening all, how are you?
Good evening.
I'll sit close to you tonight.
Oh, how lucky I am.
Yes, you are. Couple of things. We are having a rec committee next week at 4:30 on Tuesday. And then we'll report out after that. Soccer, thanks to Bill, is online. So our games officially start this week. So if you want to check the kids out, they're either playing up at Northwood or they're playing over in Pittsford, depending on your age level, but that is on the town's website. So please check that out. Today, we kicked off our K1-2 soccer program behind school. We have about 45 little ones running around. It's quite adorable. Someone said some parents said, oh, it's like herding cats. I'm like, yeah, but cats don't talk back to you. So that was great. The middle school kids and coaches do a wonderful job with that right out back of school. Soccer on Northwood, we started last weekend and we'll run for the next 6 or 7 Saturdays. We're hosting all the U10, which is grade 3 and 4 boys and girls. I have 2 fields set up on the back fields. And we did a test run on Saturday in the downpouring rain, which was great. So I didn't think we could park, 70 cars, but we did because there's 4 teams playing at a time. You can just multiply that and then it rotates every hour. So yes, we have 2 games going. So there's 4 teams playing and then they're done. And then another 4 teams show up and then another 4 teams show up. And then another 4 teams show up. So I've got it pretty much down packed as parking, and they were really good with that. So that was a huge success on our first kind of like test run with all the people up there. So very happy with that. That's going to be a very smooth, there's 400 or 500 people up there on Saturdays, which is great. It's what the park is about. Our senior outing is either going to be on the 23rd or the 30th, depending on Mother Nature, to go up to Killington and ride the gondola and then look at the foliage. So if you would like to go up and hang with us on the gondola, that would be great. Lunch is
did
on
it.
your
You
own.
just
Lunch is
did
on
it.
your own at the top.
Thought of hanging.
Okay, no pun intended. But you're riding. You're not really. Well, you are hanging from a cable. Okay, good point. Well, anyway. They're an active senior group, so I'll make that decision as soon as Mother Nature tells us whether she's going to be in or out. Is there extra like hot dogs for this one? Do you have like the extra hot dog? No. Okay.
Taken care of now.
Hot dogs all taken care of now. I just got a request from the Humane Society for next October. They want to bring
Speaking
their
of hot dogs. Oh my God, Mike, really?
he's going right into it. Pun intended, I guess, on this one. Humane Society contacted me and they're going to bring back their trails for tails, which they've done at the park for a couple of years, but they're not doing it this year, but they've asked for a request to come back to the park in October next year. So we're
The
going to be
Humane
good with that.
Society came and was at townwide celebration. They had a couple of folks there.
Excellent.
Talk about what they're doing. So that was great.
Yep. So we're
Next
getting
year, maybe puppies. Who knows?
Oh, Lord, we're getting they're getting reconnected. We're getting reconnected with that. So that's a cool thing.
Mhm.
I should have some more information by our next meeting on as far as our background checks and fingerprint. We're still in progress. Bill and I just kind of worked on a little bit. The state is the state and they're asking us to do this hoop and that hoop, and we are jumping through them, and we are closer than we were 2 weeks ago, which is great. We actually have a number, which is fantastic. We just got to get it approved that whatever.
So-
We're working through it.
Our fingerprint machine is up and running though.
So that's going to be huge. That's going to be perfect. Once we're ready, we're good. They got some
Good.
time to practice. And then just to, as on the cusp, which is going to come sooner rather than later, on the 24th of October is the rec annual trick or treat on the trail that the middle school kids design and run right behind school. So that is Friday the 24th, whereas the Halloween party or the Halloween parade is the 25th. I wasn't going to do it on the actual Halloween day, which is a Friday. I thought that's not really let the kids go where they're going to go on the Halloween part itself. So that is in the works in conjunction with school because they run the activities. So that's always a big hit. So that's pretty much what I have. Unless you guys have any questions for me.
Okay.
Oh, one thing we do, so an FYI, we are losing tiles inside the pool towards the end of the season,
Yeah.
right at the top. And I've been in contact with Patno, which is the only game in town. And he's going to swing by. He's got a job in the area and he's going to swing by and look, but they're going to put us on the schedule for next spring to fix it, patch it, whatever we need to do. I don't know. It doesn't sound cheap. But I can't have people pulling tiles out of the pool. So just so you know, that really started the last couple weeks of the season. And so I am in contact with them and we'll take care of that. So that's all I really got.
Questions for Mike Rowe?
Perfect.
And you did make a contact at Townwide Celebration. You were telling me was it the seniors,
Oh yeah, they should be on my email, with the, Vermont Aging.
yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Council on Aging.
Council on Aging.
Good.
And so we'll start to reconnect and get them going and see what resources they can provide for us and we
Good.
can provide for them.
Okay.
So one thing is it just when we have an election, is it okay if I go and have a sign up sheet to sign up seniors for our group? Is that what would be? Because I want to get people to sign up.
I think you can do, let me
Okay.
check. You can't do it within the area that's considered the polling area.
Okay.
But at the front tables as you.
Before you
Okay.
actually get
Yeah.
in.
So we can talk, because I'd really like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get more people signed up.
Yeah.
But promoting it that way, and I just thought
Okay.
I'd throw that out there.
Circle article.
Awesome. Oh, I put that in the circle article too. To sign up if they want, they can contact me. That is in my new article.
Good.
To reach out and get a hold of me, and we'll put you on the list.
Good.
So I did put that in there.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike.
Right.
Dave
Oh.
Sears. Oh,
Doors.
oh, yeah.
Bernie get a hold of you yet?
Nope.
No. All right, I'll remind, because I was on the phone with him the next day.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'll get after it.
Sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
All right. Good
Dave
evening, everybody.
Sears, Town Road Commissioner.
We've had an eventful couple of weeks. I know you hate that, right?
Hmm.
Being the bearer of bad news that I am. So we spent a few days doing some line striping, marking crosswalks and stop bars and that whole thing, which is a lot of fun. So we bought a new paint this year. It's a liquid thermoplast. The vendor came to me last year and said, I got this new paint and it's really good. It's supposed to last like 3-4 times longer than the water-based paint. So I said, that's great. I'd love to try it. He goes, I'll get you a pail. And I said, good, because I'm not paying for it. If you want me to use it, like $170 a gallon or a pail. So he gave us a pail and we used it last year and it did hold up. It didn't hold up as advertised, but it held up better than water-based. So
Okay.
we bought 5 pails this year and we hit everything. I think if we get this stuff down 2 or 3 years in a row, then we can probably skip a couple of years. It does seem to hold up better, but, so anyway, we spent a few days doing that. We
kind of rehabbed our wrap pile or our screen stuff. We did some bridge inspections, started late last week and finished up, Monday. So the town has 10 bridges, qualified bridges for the state. The state inspects 2, the long bridges, and we're supposed to inspect the other 8 short bridges.
Okay. Trying to think of where they are, but
So there's, I guess see if I can remember them all. So there's the one on Stratton Road that we're getting ready to replace. Put an asterisk next to that because that's coming up in a second.
okay.
Then there's, Coal River Road. There's 2 on Coal River Road, one by, Quality Lane and one just east of that.
Yeah, Pritchard's
Middle
in
Road.
there.
Pritchard's, yeah. That one's coming up, asterisk
That's the next one.
coming up.
I knew it would
Um,
be.
Prospect Hill at East Pittsford
East
Road. Then there's another one on Prospect Hill down by Route 7. And
Middle Road, is that one ours?
no,
Okay.
well,
No.
it's not on the state's list of bridges for us.
Oh, okay.
I think that was my
That's
8, but
Clarendon,
anyway.
yeah.
So, in doing that, most of those are culverts that have been replaced fairly recently. They're not real super old. The one, by Quality Lane is an old galvanized culvert that is showing some signs of wear, but it's still in relatively good shape. That's got some years left in it. Because we have a new show and tell. If Vanna would, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Give me an A.
So that
Oh, I like
is,
that.
that's
That's lovely.
That's Prospect Hill at East Pittsford Road. So that's full of silt.
I was hoping
those-
that was ledge, but it isn't.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
silt,
not.
right?
It's silt. It's
Okay.
piles that are probably 3.5, 4 feet high. So I sent an email to Josh Carvajal, who's the Rivers and Streams guy, and I'm meeting him there Monday at 3 to see what he will let me do. He said, what are your plans for cleaning that? And I said, it depends on what you'll allow me to do.
Right.
So,
I've never seen it in that scene.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
That one's, that 10 years old now? Probably.
it's in really good shape other than
Yeah.
it's full of mud.
Yeah.
And then the other one. This is the one, it's the concrete bridge on Coal River Road, just up from, this is the second one up from Quality Lane, the one with the kind of concrete guardrails that are all broken off.
Yeah.
The bridge is actually in decent shape. This is the north end. And it's starting, I got some other pictures, but this is actually delaminating here. Whoops. Technology. And this is obviously the rebar that's showing through. So it's, we're gonna have to do something with it at some point. The rest of the bridge is in really good shape. If we can do something with that, maybe get rid of those concrete guardrail things that are all broken and smashed off. So it'll be a project. It's gonna be something beyond our scope,
Are
but
there bridge grants available?
so put an asterisk next to that. We'll be there in just a second.
It's a
Um,
structures grant, yeah.
Yeah,
Structures, right, okay.
So, the last thing,
they might make us put another box culvert in there, take that bridge out.
that one, maybe, that, I mean, it's probably rehabable, honestly. Cause there's not a lot of flow in it, and I mean, we walked through it and I'm 6 foot and I was standing on top of debris in the bottom of it. And it was probably another 2 feet above my head. So, you could probably go in there and chip all that stuff out, cut out all the ratty rebar, put in new stuff and put them some kind of form pump fill in there or float like a flowable fill in there and something, I don't know. Haven't done that stuff in quite some time, but it's probably rehabable without having to replace the whole thing. And today we paved what ditches we had open that we've had dug for the summer for culverts and different things. And now the asterisk. We got our structures grant for the Stratton Road culvert. The engineer's estimate on that was $508,000. The state gave us a grant of $200,000.
Wait, that seems short.
I have it right here if you'd like to look at it.
No, but what happened? They're
I-
usually
I-
more than
I-
that.
I think that's
They're broke,
I think that's the cap on that particular structures grant. It's 200 grand, I think.
is it? I
What
don't
it
know.
is? Oh,
I didn't see that anywhere, but so we need to determine what we want to do about that, which, you know, comes
long
back
do
to
we
that.
have to decide whether to accept the grant or not?
The grant daylights, December 30 of 26. So we have a little bit of time, but
Okay.
we could come up with at least 300 grand if we're gonna
Yeah.
proceed with that. Which we'll talk about at a committee meeting, which coincidentally we have on Thursday.
Okay. All right. So what else?
That's all the bad news I got.
Um,
But as far as, structures grants, it's, you start getting into, replacing something like that thing on Cold River Road. It's gonna be obviously north of 200. But again, I think that could probably be rehabbed, really.
Who would we get to look at that? Is that something
would-
Otter Creek would do?
That would
for
be
us?
something to talk to Robert about once we're done
We get through.
funneling more cash to him.
Oh, yeah, I mean, right now the.
Just so you know, I'm pretty much broken in engineering.
Yeah.
wait, we're only what, 3 months into the.
Well, yeah, we
Okay.
got this ball rolling way before the fiscal year started.
And we'll be talking a little bit under action items to set up our budget planning for next fiscal year. It's that time again. So
We'll have to-
those are things we'll wanna
Mhm.
make sure we cover. And do we know what your carryover is from June 30th, the
I-
last fiscal year?
I have it written down in my office. It's 290, it's just shy of 300. It's like 293,000 or something like that.
Did we get into any of it for paving?
No, I ended up like $4,000 over.
But you redid your paving schedule.
I did, I changed,
and you just
I
modified it
backed
to
out of
that.
a lot of it and
Okay.
so we ended up like $4,000 over in the end.
So, but that would drain it, wouldn't it?
Well, we have to decide too, because we still have the issue whether or not we're gonna look at purchasing an excavator for the town.
Oh, and we also have the issue, no, that's a water sewer issue, not
Yeah.
a highway issue, the south end.
Same,
project.
same committee, different page up there. Yeah, on the other side, but yeah, okay.
All right, any other, highway committee, you've got a meeting coming up, but any other things that you want to bring up? Any other select board member, any questions for Dave? Are we all set for the purchase of salt?
No. Generally, the state doesn't release that stuff until September, 1st of October, middle of October. So we're still a little ways out on that. But I have heard some rumblings that the state's not gonna let the towns piggyback, which means the towns are gonna have to go out to bid. I'm not sure how true that is. I've heard it, but I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed.
Saw the state put out a rebid for salt a
Right.
week or two ago, so
Yeah.
must be they got a number they didn't like.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, so
Okay,
we'll have something.
all right,
If we might buy snow blowers. We'll
Yeah.
put it that way.
lease them out
Icy
to
melt.
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they used to have sandboxes in every neighborhood. We can put a snow blower in every neighborhood.
All right,
Well, getting it off the road isn't your problem. It's when
No.
it freezes down.
Well, I know, but spring's coming
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, yeah,
Yeah.
it comes every year.
every year.
thank you, Dave.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, thanks.
Ed Dumas, Town Police Chief. Alrighty.
Well, it has colors.
Thank you.
So which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with a thick one. So we had 157 calls and we had 104 stops. JP's back in town and we were busy up on Coeur d'Alene Road. stopping the local residents for rolling through the stop sign, but a few other things.
So that's, is it 157 plus the 104? Or is it 157 total?
157 plus 104 stops. Maybe not. I think it is though. About 50 per page. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Hmm. Yeah, so. Then busy up on Quarter Line Road.
We have. A lot of it we documented. We punched a case that we're up there doing a directed patrol, just so we can document our time. If the residents wonder, we can
Yes,
show
thank
we were
you.
there. Had some pretty good feedback on that. We did have a abandoned trailer motorhome on Coeur d'Alene Road. I spoke to Mary about it beginning of last week, or yeah. Anyways, so we did a little Dave was going to take and tow it for us at a cost of, was it $275 a ton, something like that, to get rid of it. But I went through the camper, found a name that I recognized who was in jail for something. So called the jail and they let me talk to him. He goes, yeah, that was parked at so-and-so's house. So I went to so-and-so's house and Dave was going to bring it back. And they had paid somebody to tow it who got rid of it on the town road. Spoke to that gentleman and he he said that he brought it to Albany. I said, well, I think you're a little short, but if you could make
So
that,
close.
if you could make that go away. If you don't, I got some paperwork for you. And lo and behold, next day it was gone. So good thing.
So the situation up there in Quarter Line Road, any better? Or any
I know
signs
they
of
had one
improvement?
instance where somebody was going around to somebody's house. And then I don't know if it was middle of the night or something of that nature. But I think it's gotten a little better.
And one of the two campers is gone,
Yeah, one of the two cameras gone. The other, yeah, that was gone almost. I went up and
like
had
the
a
next day.
conversation with somebody the next day. It was gone.
Yeah.
The other camper on Route 7, south going on, or 7, yeah, north, heading to Pittsford. We had a phone call from the state on that. Was going to contact his boss to see what they could do to get rid of it because it's in there right away. And he agreed it was in there right away.
They asked if we would take care of it, right? And we
Yeah.
declined politely. And yeah,
I think they're figuring out that it's going to cost a few thousand to get rid of, so they're kind of wondering too.
You would think that AOT would have a way to load that onto a trailer and bring it somewhere without having to hire somebody.
I don't think they want the liability of it, probably.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
I think it's just the cost because it's full of just nasty. I mean, it's just junk. It's
yeah, it's gotta go to a dump somewhere.
it's going to cost so much ton to get rid of it.
I'm curious who the towing company was that dumped it there,
If I could find out,
because it didn't drive itself there.
if I could find out, yeah, we could make something happen. I don't have any information right now.
Be patient enough, somebody will talk about it.
yeah.
The neighbors on across the carriage run, they're not too happy about it. I've let
Yeah.
them know. And the gentleman from Middlebury was kind enough to take pictures of it and put it on Facebook, and he's been having fun with it
Yeah.
and contacting the AOT himself to want to know what they're going to do about it. So
Good. Okay, a little
I think
citizen
some public
pressure is a good
involvement
thing.
might get some action.
what's that?
I feel a little bit of public,
Yeah.
involvement might get them,
Yeah.
We're coming up on foliage season and that's a great advertisement for the state of Vermont is
Yeah, somebody said
Trash on the roadside.
they should have a calendar of all the abandoned rigs or homeless setting up camp across the state over the course of the year. Could go from, January to December. I'm sure they could find
Oh,
a number of,
plenty of stuff to put on a calendar.
correct.
You run out of room for the actual calendar, it'd just be a
You-
book of pictures.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any place for the days and the months and the weeks.
Yeah. Well,
It's too bad. Any questions on this section here?
no, thanks. Thanks for the increased patrolling there, quarter
You're
line.
welcome.
That's, yeah.
The other thing,
It's going to take that kind of pressure,
yes, it will.
make it uncomfortable for people who don't want to be seen.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, on this one here, this one, we have, the southern end of the town, we have, 35% of our cases there. It's steadily going down since January.
Hmm.
Not sure what's going to happen with, cold weather. Voucher program through the grapevine. We've spoken to some people who are in the know, I guess, and they were told absolutely no, that Cortina's not going to get vouchers.
Okay.
I'll believe it when I see it. So, but I hope not.
Yeah, well, they venture to the mission. We threw 8 of them out the other day. They were doing drugs and selling drugs in the back parking lot.
That's the problem.
Mhm.
We have had some homeless camps, various town properties. We've spoken to one, but it's like a small city they got set up, so it takes some time to get rid of it. We try to be somewhat kind, find a new spot, preferably out of Rutland town.
Somebody else's town.
But they like to be conveniently located close to a store so they can
Yeah, well,
get their stuff.
Well, they could go to the Rutland Park.
Suggest that.
questions for our chief?
And this week, well, we have the Diamond Run stuff, but
Oh, yes.
a couple of times that I've been on the south end after parts, when you go in the mall's main entrance right opposite as you're going up on the left,
Yep.
I always notice cars parked right in there. Is
Yep.
there a little
Yes,
group encampment there?
Yep. I dealt with it today.
Okay.
Somebody up there.
Yeah, I didn't know if that's just part of it, whatever, but the other day when I was down there, there was like 2 cars there and I could see people staying, so I didn't know if,
I will be glad when they tear up all that tar. There's also problems at night. People are using it as a racetrack going around.
Were you here when I mentioned the Act 250
I
permit?
did hear that,
Okay.
yes. So I'm excited to get that done. Other thing is, Ted was able to get a hold of McGovern. The technician finally answered him and they sent us the program, which Ted loaded on his computer, was able to reprogram the new cruiser. So everything at this point in time is working. So not this time. I have the invoice here. I'll send it to Kari and we get paid next 2 week cycle.
Okay, did we,
You guys already approved to take it out of the Cortina
okay,
on that one.
okay,
I'll let her know that.
all right.
I think that's all I have.
We do have a letter that we had Bill draft and it's here for our signature and it was to Joe Anthony, BAI. And it concerned, we were reminding him of his obligation under the current Act 250 permit to provide security at the mall site. And we talked about the numerous complaints we've received. And we do have a board meeting on September 23rd and we're asking him to attend so we can talk about it. The permit, the draft permit that's been proposed does specifically say all conditions of land use permit 1 RO 661 and amendments are in full force and effect, except as further amended herein. So that policing requirement is still there. Even
Okay, good.
it's there and will be there when this one's approved. So
The problem
so-
is that I think they just want to be done with it at this point in time.
Yeah.
Nobody's willing to, we had complaints of theft from there, people going in the building and whatnot, but give them a trespass notice. Nobody wants to sign anything. So
Yes.
therefore, it leaves us holding our hands someplace and
Yeah.
we're, same thing. I spoke to the security company. They stopped by the office today. Same thing. They said they want them to do something, but they don't really want to do anything. So I think they just,
Okay,
everybody's,
well,
everybody's waiting for this thing to be torn up and
yes,
put away. And I
yeah,
think
that will help, but there will still be stuff.
There-
And
there
it's,
will be.
this letter reminds them it's still their obligation. So, you have, this is item number 1 in your packet. And if we approve it, we all get to sign it.
I think we already did approve it, actually.
I think we probably did.
I'll move to approve it again.
All right, motion's made to approve it again. Second,
Second,
We just forgot to hang around long enough to sign it.
I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, all in, any discussion on the letter? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion carries 5-0.
I just, I hope that once the building's gone and their reclamation process is done, they take some kind of steps to keep people out of there.
they're gonna have
Because-
to post it thoroughly.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no question of the fact that they're not welcome there. And then they're gonna have to
Did you sign
sign
it?
trespass
Oh.
notices to
Okay.
make sure the people.
I
Hang on now.
still think I'm a firm believer that until they get the Walmart building up, they should close that one entrance and have just one.
I agree.
And make it more difficult for people to just come and go as they please. Maybe once they do this reclamation, because what I see is people up there just having a grand time with their 4-wheel drive vehicles, just running through it and just raising heck. Yeah.
Hold that thought, and if Mr. Anthony comes in at our
Well,
meeting on the
we'll
23rd.
make sure that, because I think they're gonna
do
have,
want Chris, Clark to weigh in on that to make sure that if he needs to, he can get the fire trucks up.
because the,
you.
the arena is the only viable building there that's worth
Saving.
anything, any, concerted effort on our fire department, any risk to the firemen. The rest of it isn't worth anything other than to just make sure it doesn't spread.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens once they start this demolition process.
We did approve tonight the payment of the guns
Yes.
and the,
Hosters, probably.
yeah, okay,
We're lacking 2 right-thinking people hosters, left-handed hosters.
okay.
Other than that. Somebody don't make a lot of them.
So I have a question that's come up. JP sent us an email. I think you sent it to all of us concerning a
Printer for his cruiser.
For the
yeah,
tickets.
it's
He
more than
mentioned-
that.
he
Yeah,
mentioned
it's
that
it's
he-
like a, so question, did we upgrade everything in all of the cruisers?
We got this, I know, I think we have one. I think 3 of the cruisers have the printers right now. I think Ted's
E-ticket
truck has one.
equipment, that's what it is.
What is it?
The state's e-ticket program.
Correct.
And do we have that in all of our cruisers? And
I-
what's the deadline for complying and switching over?
I'm not sure what the deadline is like.
Okay. So I'm kind of wondering, let's see, total cost is for the computer, it's 2,400. For the docking station, it's 1,100. And for the pedestal, it's 1,100. And I'm just wondering if we're gonna see a similar request from the police department?
I think we already got ours on a grant a year or 2 ago.
Yeah,
And so we've been waiting. Ted has one in his truck. I think the other officer Dumas, he has one in his car.
Mhm.
Not sure Jimmy has one or not. I know we have at least 3 or 4 of them to put in the cruisers.
and they're not in there yet.
I know Ted has one. Ted's he's an installer, so he's been busy. But I know we have at least 3 of them, I'm quite sure.
Okay, and I haven't talked with anybody about this. I haven't talked with JP and I haven't talked with Matt on the police committee, but
He is on, Mary. Yeah.
yes, JP is on, so feel free to join in.
So Mary,
I'm
those
just-
prices Ted was able to get, those are state prices, state purchase prices. He's able to get those
Yeah.
prices and that's what he, those are the prices he was able to get for the cruisers that are outfitted at the PD.
So they're all, so I guess my question is, can we use, if the equipment is here but not installed on some of the cruisers, can we use it on yours? Because you're the one doing a lot of the enforcement right now. And then
You're mixing two budgets at that point, though.
Yeah, that's.
probably,
yeah,
yes.
that's
Well,
what-
that's part of the question too.
Yeah.
But JP is not only our second constable, but he's also a sworn special officer. And when he's out doing speed control, which budget, which is he doing? JP.
Uh, it's a, I think it's, I'm in both, I wear both hats when I'm out there. The special officer designation was because we go through the city so much, if we're working and a violation occurs right in front of you, you're kind of obligated to address it. But I do feel when I'm doing the speed patrol that I do that both as the constable and as a special officer for the department. As you can see, there's no lack of work out there for speed. And right now,
Yes.
writing tickets is like having a typewriter versus a computer. The equipment they already bought, Mary, is dedicated to the police department's cruisers. That's why it can't be installed in mine.
So that leads us to, if we approve this, then that's going to wipe out your equipment line. Where do we get the rest of the money? And of course, we turn and we look to the police, depreciation fund.
It's,
Well, no, I had a thought
Becau-
on that, Mary, because the revenue that's generated from the tickets could possibly
Goes to-
be used to pay for this.
it's in the general.
The tickets go into the general fund,
Right.
and yours goes in the general fund,
No, from the
Um,
general.
but we've never,
So,
yeah.
I talked to JP a little bit
Yeah,
about this
okay.
after I saw that. And I did a little bit of research. So in the last fiscal year, the ticket revenue to the town is about $13,800. That's part of our income
In the general fund,
in the
yes.
general budget. And looking at this request, we had more income into the general budget on a pretty regular basis. We do those numbers. The ticket income is usually averaged at about 15,000 the last few years, and we generated about 30. So I was, in my mind, I was thinking, well, JP's writing most of the tickets. Then I think he should have the equipment. I think it'll make it a lot easier. The other kind of benefit of this is this will help Lynette because there's less
She'll
work
be able to
she's
read
gonna
it.
have to
She'll
do.
be able to
Yeah.
read the writing at
Yeah.
that point.
We should be able to read, right. I don't know how the system works exactly, but when a ticket is entered through this e-ticket process, does it go right to the state? Or does it go through?
Traffic court. Goes to traffic court.
Goes right to traffic court.
The thing about the e-reader is he can, you can scan them and it auto fills all the information.
Right.
It's a,
Yeah,
You
I'm
push the
not
button.
questioning whether he should have it. My question is, which fund? Okay,
So it's going in his personal pickup.
yeah,
It's not going in a town police cruiser.
yeah.
So in my opinion, it has to come out of the constable budget, equipment budget line.
And it will for the first amount. Let's see if I
I mean,
can
if
find
we, and if staying true to the way we've,
$2,000
so.
is what we've budgeted. JP, have you used any of that this year?
So, I did put in for some dog control, equipment that was paid the last time around because I'm having a lot more dog complaints, especially down the end of Ranbury Road. And I think and I think that would probably come out of my unless I don't think I had an equipment line for the health officer.
I'll check. No, I was wrong. You have second constable is $2,500 in your equipment line. So,
If we,
there could be enough.
Well, if we stayed true to our practice, if we're buy stuff and overspend, we keep it in the line it's supposed to be in.
Yes,
So the equipment line would show a deficit for
Right.
this fiscal year,
right.
and it would probably be more than offset by the income that's generated. Either, because our general budget usually generates more income. So
Yeah. I
we
mean,
won't be short
again,
at the end of the year, but
No, we aren't usually anyway.
so I think it
but-
would be,
Going forward, do we keep it this way with the constables separate and in general? And the
I think we
police
have to.
department separate?
I-
Well, I'm
We just need
posting,
to make sure that there's plenty of communication on budgeting, so we know like
yeah,
the state's imposing a requirement, it's gonna require
our
replacements, we might be thinking about it for the police department, but I don't wanna forget about our constables that they
Right.
have to do the same thing.
We're pretty good about it. If we have mandatory trainings we have to do, we let both Mike and JP know that.
So
if
on
this
the other-
training's
another
up,
note,
we have to do it.
since you brought this up. Well, we
okay,
just replaced all the sidearms,
yes,
including our two constables, through the police budget.
yeah.
Were they originally purchased through the police budget? Do you know?
I believe so.
So we
We wanted to
traded
keep, we wanted to
theirs
keep
in.
everybody
The same, so you
Uniform.
guys, yes,
uniform as far as.
Yeah.
right, because if you're in a situation together, you can,
Correct.
magazines are all the same, everything, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I mean,
So we've got this weird budget thing. I mean, we can deal with it. These amounts aren't huge. I understand that there's revenue from ticket sales.
right.
Um,
And if this makes JP's job easier and Lynette's job easier, that's a good thing. And to Kurt's point, because this is not going into a town-owned vehicle, anything the constables do are their own vehicles, is probably would make sense to keep it within their budget rather than try to go,
Yeah,
because then we would have, okay, so what does the police department own and what does the constable? So maybe that's a cleaner line to keep it all.
yeah. Well, I think to Matt's point, and we'll entertain a motion to move this along, but to Matt's point, if the constables could talk with the police when budget time comes, so that when we're purchasing things that the whole group of you needs,
Okay.
we can take advantage of group discounts and all of that stuff. That would be helpful. Okay,
Just not overlook some, like, make sure our equipment
Yes.
line is big enough.
right.
Yeah, because
Looks like
like
it's close
all of
this
your
time, but-
stuff,
It's
like
pretty
all of
close.
your cameras, all of your
So what-
equipment is all interchangeable and it's all the same, right?
Correct. And
Okay.
also on another note, when we have a police committee meeting, getting close to budget here,
Yes,
we'd like another line item. Ted and I are talking about contract items. So we have all these contracts with the tasers, with our watch guard, like in our printers, copiers, all that.
yeah.
We have all these contract items that have to come out. It would be cleaner if we had one more line just to call it contract items and we. could-
Check with Bill. It may take more than one line, but if you wanna, so because there's contract for computers and contract for tasers and contract, so it could be several lines, but could
Okay.
you let the police department know
Absolutely.
what the general side has, and then you can
Okay.
craft it accordingly. So yeah, I think that's a good idea to.
Okay.
We can
Ted
anticipate
and
a
I
little
will get in
better.
touch. We'll sit down with Bill here and get something
Okay.
lined up.
Yeah, that's right. You're in two different buildings these days. Do we want to do JP's request when JP comes up, or do we want to do it now? Since we've talked about it.
You're in the business, I guess.
Pardon?
We're here and in the business, I guess.
All right. Is that a motion?
Sure. So move.
Second,
All right.
Oh,
Kurt's move to
I hadn't
purchase
added
the
all up,
e-ticket
but-
equipment for our second constable at a cost of 2,400 plus 1,100 plus 1,100. How much is that, Joe?
46.
$4,600. The money to come out of the second constable equipment line, knowing there will be a deficit.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Just like I said,
It was very good. Very articulate. All right. All right. Any discussion? And Sharon seconded that. Yeah.
Yep.
Not all in favor, please say aye.
Right.
Opposed? JP, you'll need to get an invoice to Kari for that, please.
Okay,
So she can-
thank you very much for your support. You've taken me from a typewriter to a computer.
Well, keep up the good work, JP. I like seeing you on Grove Street.
Carbon paper wasn't a bad, really. Okay.
Have a good night.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks. Thank you,
Yep.
JP. Anything else for our police chief? Okay, thank you very much. And we signed the letter to them all, and that's in there about policing. All right, Marcia Chioffi, head lister. No, Marcia. Okay, we do have, I'm not sure what these are, but there are some things on my desk. It looks like information concerning lister and assessor certifications, which are coming up, requirements that will be implemented as of January 1st, 2026. And do you get folks all have it? Yeah, okay, good. So that's background information for you. And if you have questions, maybe you can catch Marcia the next select board meeting. We got a little time. And a question may be whether there's something that we need to include in the lister's budget to take care of this. So, okay. Next on the agenda, Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Chris.
Just one thing, I got a new application tonight. I forgot to leave it there so you could sign it, but if you approve it, I can drop it off tomorrow so you guys can sign it whenever you're there. His name is Zachary Rice. He is 28 years old. He lives in the city and he does have experience. So if you guys accept him, he'll be a senior member and we'll get him trained up with the way we do stuff here and ready to go.
Right. He passed all of your checks. Okay,
He did, yes.
good. All right. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion's made by Sharon, seconded by Kurt to approve Zachary Rice. Is it R-E-I-S or R-I-C-E?
RICE.
Okay. As a senior firefighter with the Rutland Town Fire Department. Further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0, and there'll be something here for us to sign, because I think we usually all sign these, don't we? Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
have it, well, together next Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. We'll be here next Tuesday. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll make it there.
Okay. Anything else, Chris?
That's all I got.
I don't know if you heard, but we were talking a little bit about the letter concerning policing at the mall. And we've signed it and we are inviting Joe Anthony to come visit with us on the 23rd of September, which is our next full, regular select board meeting. The question came up about whether we make a request to close one of the entrances. And I wanted to give you a heads up. I seem to remember the fire department had a position on that in the past, and I can't remember which it was, to close or to leave open.
As long as they leave the one open by the car wash side, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
They can close the other one.
okay.
We did go up there
Alright.
for car fire the other night. The kids like to drive their cars up that grass hill like you're going to the hockey rink, and one of the cars caught on fire at the top of the hill. So that was kind of neat. And we all would have tried it when we were kids, you know it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, maybe.
Didn't set the woods on fire. You were
No,
lucky.
we did
really.
get lucky on that, but other than
Okay.
that, we haven't been up there. But yeah, they can close one side if they want to.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you. Anything else for our town fire chief? And we do need to have fire committee meeting. Well, we need to have committee meetings anyway in anticipation of starting the budget process, but
Okay,
we'll talk further about that.
okay.
Chris, so regarding the flagpole and that work, I don't believe Dave is ready to pour this week. So we're going to talk about that on our meeting Thursday morning. And there's a little bit of coordination I'm working on to help out with that. So more information to come, okay?
All right, I know Bob Carrera, that's why I had it all planned for Thursday, but I canceled it, so I'm just gonna wait for whenever Dave's got cement coming.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to try to see if we can locate or beg, borrow, steal some help from the folks up the road building for one of those telescoping forklifts to set that pole with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I'm here right now
we'll
putting,
try
the
to
tape,
get,
so whenever you're ready, we're ready.
okay, all righty.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anything else for Chris? Thank you, Chief.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Have a good one.
You
Yep.
too. Kari Clark, Town Clerk and Treasurer.
Good evening. There's really not a whole lot to report tonight. We're in the middle of collecting taxes for the first installment, and that due date is tomorrow. So I don't really have anything to report other than at this point, at the end of the day, today we're up to about 78% of our first installment. So keep the tax payments coming. And that's pretty much all I have.
Okay. Questions for our Town Clerk and Treasurer? Nope. Okay, thanks for the reminder too. Taxes are due tomorrow, folks. So, to all those who have paid already, thank you very much. Okay, next, Mike Delehanty, not on. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building Clerk. I think you've already reported.
We're good.
All right. John Paul has already reported. Barbara Noyes Pulling, Town Planning Commission.
Yes,
Good evening.
good evening. Well, getting the camera set up here. Regarding the subdivision bylaw, the planning commission, the group hasn't been too happy, crazy about some of the examples from other towns. But fortunately, the planner at the Regional Planning Commission who works on bylaws had some time, and he put together a pretty good template. It's got lots of bones to it. So hopefully we can start with that very soon and get things rolling. There's a couple of things we might need to add. We need to decide whether we want to keep boundary line adjustments. If we want to, right now they're in the subdivision ordinance, but some towns have them separate. So that'll be a discussion. And a lot of towns and Logan at the Regional Planning Commission, I think, left off the appeal period that comes with subdivision decisions. So a couple things to consider. And he did, like I said, a pretty good template and included some questions, some leading questions for the group as they review this. So that should be good.
Barbara, are we contracting with the Regional Commission for this work, or is this just one of the things that the commission is able to do for us?
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
Great.
Yeah. Yes. So he gave us a good head start. So definitely, I think that's
Excellent.
true. And so he had some time that recently freed up on his part. The other thing I was going to talk about, which may be done by the Regional Planning Commission, or we might want to go for a municipal planning grant, is the town plan. We're 2 years out. And, even though the period for doing new plans is 8 years now, time does fly. And the 2 years out is a good time to kind of decide what you want to do with the town plan. If you want an extensive rewrite, or if you want just to go in and update data and, maps maybe and things like that. So I hope we will have that discussion on Thursday night.
Good.
To get an idea from the town planning commission, what they'd like to do. And then we could still have time to go for a municipal planning grant this year. The deadline is November, I believe. But that comes with a 10% match. And those usually cost about $7,000 or $8,000 total in that vicinity. But if we just go in and update things, the Regional Planning Commission has time to do that.
Okay.
And
Good
the
to know.
expertise. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the 2 years for the town plan goes fast. A lot of towns spend like a year or more on this. And then you've got the public hearings. Planning Commission has a public hearing, the Select Board has a public hearing, and all that.
So it sounds like the planning commission's going to decide whether it's a major rewrite and therefore go for the planning grant, or whether it is a update the materials that are in it, and the regional commission can handle that. We would need to know those, I think, because we're starting into the budget process, or we will be shortly. So good timing on your part. So if the commission could make that decision, that'd be terrific. My sense is we did a pretty comprehensive rewrite last time.
Yeah,
That
we
was my
did.
sense. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we did. And then we opened it up again for the enhanced energy plan. And
Yes.
that's the wild card here. We've lost the person at the Regional Planning Commission who was doing those. And so we don't have anyone up to speed on that yet, but we've got 2 years. And that's assuming we want to continue the enhanced energy plan
Right. Okay.
as part of
enough.
the town plan.
Yeah, that's what gave us a seat at the table in case of section 248 hearings, right?
Yeah, and also it mapped out areas of town that we thought are most
Yes.
conducive to alternative energy,
Right. Okay.
and which ones
Lots of good
not.
stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well, questions for Barbara? Nope, guess not. Thank you
No.
very much. Appreciate
Mhm.
it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next up, Larry Delvenary, and he is not on. Next is Bill Sweet, Town Administrator. Good evening, Bill. Good evening.
All right. So I have a couple things to go over. On your desks is a flyer from the Regional Planning Commission talking about MERP Community Capacity Mini Grant. This goes back to a grant we applied for a couple years ago, which we were successful in getting, which we still have not spent. It is for $4,000. Our intent was to get the energy audits for the buildings, which we did, and to then apply for the grant to implement those things. And then the consultant was going to be used to help us with that implementation. We did not get the grant. So
This is part two.
yeah, so the intended use of these funds did not come to fruition. So we still have it, and we need to use it by next year, or it will just go away.
Next year when?
I think he said September, or October.
Okay.
So we
we've
do,
got a
we have
year.
about a year.
All right.
So there's a couple things on here that could be helpful. some of the direct mailings or, you know, we can, get Raxed for efficiency program handouts, things like that. So some of these things are directly tied to those energy audits.
Yeah.
But we don't have that, so.
We had an energy committee as part of the select board, and then we kind of let it go. There wasn't, it was really useful when we were talking about maybe doing a municipal or either a municipal project, but more likely an solar project up in Northfield. But that didn't
Northwood?
pan out. Northwood, yeah. God. Taking over Northwood. All right. So
So that,
this is here we can think about maybe.
yes, we still have some time.
Okay.
But I mean, we have it, there's no match to it, so it's there if we want to use it for something.
And if not, we lose it.
Yeah.
It's an energy related grant, so.
Yeah.
Yes, there's towns that have hosted events and you can pay for the materials and things like that from it. There's towns that have purchased some residential like thermal imaging to people to go find heat loss in their houses, things like that we could loan out. So there are some different things to do. So it would, you know, be good to use it. It's been out for a couple of years, but every 6 months I get an email reminder from them saying, hey, do you have an update for us? I'm like, yeah, there's no update.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I don't know, for $4,000, we could get somebody we had talked about like maybe possibly doing solar on some of the buildings.
We did talk about that.
And I wonder if $4,000 would get us some information on the feasibility or which buildings would be, you know, we'd have to stay away from this one with a slate roof,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think we were talking the highway garage and I
Mhm.
don't know, some other ideas about doing solar to help with that. And because when we got turned down on the old
Yeah.
landfill site, you know, there were some other ideas. So.
Yeah, the CVPS person
Yeah.
was Green Mountain Power was
Yeah.
talking to us about it. I think you and I were both there.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that would, I mean, there's a lot of consultant things. I wonder if that would be something, I don't even know who you would look into to ask, would do something like that, but
Maybe a
maybe
call
that'd be
to
good.
Green Mountain Power to find out who's out there as a consultant who might
Sure.
be able to take a look at maybe town property generally, not just buildings.
Yeah.
Although it's probably a whole lot easier to put them on the buildings.
I think for now,
And do
yeah,
just an inventory. What have we got? What might be usable kind of?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can give it a try. Absolutely.
right.
No problem. And I think that's everything that was on your desk from me. So you covered number 1 in the packet. Number 2 in the packet is follow-up. As you remember early on, you appointed me as the ethics liaison for the state. And as part of that, there was training to go out to everybody. That was for, they said, municipal officials and municipal officers. So I have sent out emails to everybody, and there is the list of who has and who has not, who has yet to do it. It is the due date in the statute is September 25th. The due date for the Municipal Ethics Commission was initially September 25th. And then it goes a couple of years, you have a couple every 3 years thereafter. So
Okay.
and then also included there is who the statute lists as a municipal officer.
Okay, so those who are on the first page, those who are above the box.
Yep.
Have taken it and we're all
Yep.
good. Okay. Those who are in the box, they need to do it.
I don't have a record of completion.
Oh, okay, so they might have done it, but
Might have done it.
there was a weird little thing at the end.
Yes.
and I missed it.
Yeah.
That you missed that weird little thing at the end?
Yes, and
Okay,
so I've got to go back and try this again. 'Cause
okay,
I talked to Bill about it
Yeah.
and pretty common sense. It's not really difficult, but I don't know what I missed, but because I know he told me, he said, you know, Bill said at the end, you know, you put his email in and they'll send the certificate and yada, yada, yada. And
yeah.
I never came upon that.
Yeah, I know what you mean because I was confused by it, but apparently I pushed the right button at
Yep.
the end, so.
Yep. If anybody wants to come over and it doesn't take a long time. And they say, I think if they say it takes like
43
45
minutes.
Yeah.
They take long.
Yeah, it's
It's
43 minutes on
so
YouTube.
I'm
And
more than
like-
happy to set something up if people want to come over and do it here, but this is what it was set out in the statute. So this is the progress report. And yeah, so we've got a few left to go, but and the due date they had was September 25th. So that's
So
Come
on.
is there any discussion? So what happens if somebody doesn't do it?
in the statute, it refers the town back to its personnel policy for compliance with things like this. So it does not.
Except our personnel policy doesn't apply to elected officials.
There is a real,
yep.
what do you call that?
Well, I mean,
Catch 22.
not really, because, I mean, elected officials, their boss is the
Right.
electors. So
I'm just,
we wouldn't have any authority anyway, really.
so that would be a good question for the Ethics Commission, is to ask them, so if an elected official doesn't do this, what are they gonna do?
Right.
What is there a penalty
I
or?
don't think there's
some-
anything they can do.
Can
I
you take
don't
away your
think so.
birthday or, I don't know.
What are they
Still,
gonna do to you?
let's us make it a little easier. Can you find a date when you can offer to just have people come in, have some popcorn and soda, put the thing up on the
Sure.
screen?
Might need something other than soda.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it as
Iced coffee.
soda though, coffee.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could sit right here, put it up there and all.
We
the
absolutely
sitting
can.
there.
I think that's a better idea.
It's absolutely fine. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my suggestion back in March.
We've
We all
offered that
discussed
That's right, yeah.
since the beginning. So this started the beginning of the year, and so I've got no problem. We can do that. We can knock out as many as people want to. It's not difficult. Dakota's on the list. I don't know Dakota's last name. So it's
Harvey.
Harvey. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, all the cemetery commissioners are on that list also. All right. So I will
Yes, a lunchtime thing.
I will put out.
Fit in.
I will make it. I will try to
First
make
thing in
it.
the morning. I
You
don't
gotta watch
know.
how
I'll try to make it as easy as I can.
Okay, thank
it's
you.
Probably more.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dealing with-
And so you had a couple things left on the agenda, but the generator in Center Rutland has been repaired. There was an issue with some internal components that we're getting water in this generator. This one over here has caused more issues and repairs
This is
than
at the fire station?
yeah. And the only difference is this one's a propane generator. Every other one's diesel, and this one is causing more issues than all the rest of them put together. So the last repair was
Where is it?
$1,700 because there was water inside of it again.
Where,
So,
where is the water? In the oil or in the fuel?
yes,
Both, or you don't
Yep.
know? Both?
yes, both. And they can't. Brookfield was here today, and we cannot figure out how it's getting in there.
So do you think it's external water? You know, like when it rains, or is it
Instead of
condensation?
Well,
If they really know.
So the only other thing we can do is we have to run a circuit out there, but run a heater. They installed a heater a couple years ago. A heater was installed. There was someone who was going to take care of getting the outlet wire, and it never occurred. So that may fix it, but we don't know. So again,
The other idea is maybe we should look at making that one the same as the rest and making it a diesel one.
there was a question. I was over there the other day and with the tech, and he said it could be the fact that it's sitting, it's basically ground level. He says most of them are up off the ground. This one is right at ground. The pad was poured basically at grass level. So when the snow piles up, it piles up against it, and we don't know if
Haven't
that's.
had any snow now in several months.
But this is.
But it hasn't been serviced.
It hasn't been serviced like.
I hope it's a lot of months.
So but I was over there, and we found it was locked out because it had tried to start and it failed. And so it had issues. So it's just, I don't know why, but this one, the only thing different is it's propane, but I don't really, doesn't make sense why that would be the deciding
We
factor,
talked to
but
our propane supplier.
well, so I did. Irving was there yesterday to do their leak test because they're taking over. They're taking over now. So they did their leak test, talked to the technician about it, and he's like, what he says he was skeptical it would be water from the propane side of it. He's like, if water got in there, it'd be frozen solid because the propane is going to freeze any of the water there. So there's just a lot of questions with not a lot of good answers at the moment.
I'd really like to know where the water is and how it's getting that on.
But when the last time, I mean, there's the oil in these things is pretty big, and the last time they took out a lot when they did oil change, a lot of water came out of that.
Unless,
So
well, it's locked up, right?
Yeah.
If I could for a second. Yeah, I've got a 14 kW generator at my house that's propane, and it has a heater on the propane line, and I have never had a problem with water. And it's from Brookfield. It's probably not the same generator, same size as what's over there, but I do have a heater on my propane line, and I've never had a problem with water.
So if we get the heater hooked up and
That may
running,
help.
that might solve the
Yeah.
problem.
And it very well may. And
Since
Maybe
we've
maybe
got-
this winter pay a little bit more attention, make sure it doesn't get buried in snow and shovel out around it and keep an eye on it.
It's funny that, because I don't know how water would get into the oil
we don't know either.
through the fuel side.
Yeah.
They're separated.
Yep.
So even if there was, it's got, in that volume of water,
But there was an internal, and I think the bill was in the order. There was an internal regulator. They had to replace. It was $1,700 to replace it because it was all full of water.
so the regulator for the propane,
An internal one.
internal one.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so-
not it's because there's one outside, and then there's one inside, and it was the inside one. So I can try and get.
'Cause the
trying to get
heater,
electricians is tough.
normally the heaters are just a block heater and it keeps the
Yes,
coolant warm. Now, maybe that would solve the problem.
I don't
but
know.
They're two
but
separate.
short
sides.
of replacing the generator, there's really not much else we can do. Like we've done all.
Try the
things.
heater, and then if that doesn't solve the problem, I think we've got to look at it.
I will work on getting an electrician, see if I can get one to
Except that,
do that for us.
make sure it doesn't get buried up in snow in the winter. I wonder
Yeah.
if it gets covered and then it runs and it gets hot and the water runs into it.
Yeah,
Could be, it runs every week. It's supposed to
Yeah.
run every week, so it's possible. I mean, we can look at trying to elevate it, unbolt it from the pad and put risers or
wiring will
something.
be an issue.
What's that?
The wiring. will be-
Well, the wiring comes up to a box. The box is connected by another cable into it, so
Okay, so
that's
there's-
less of a-
That's flexible. That'll work.
less of a problem. The propane line will need to be adjusted. So I mean, yes, there's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Cause the diesel one's the fuel tank's underneath it, so the motor
right.
sits higher
So
up in the
this,
air.
that, that's the difference is the rest of them have a built-in platform underneath it. So we should buy a tank and put
Very
this
high.
fleet on top of it. Like,
Yeah.
so it's there, it's working, it's all set, but it's just, that one has just been a consistent
All right.
pain.
Well, let's get the heater hooked up.
I will do that.
All right.
And then the other generator, the school's generator is going to have its second regular maintenance trip tomorrow. They're coming out to do that. So that one's been good. New labor law posters are out there. We have a service that we get them from automatically now, and they arrive today. So in all the mailboxes in the office is a new poster for everybody so it's every department has one, police, fire, rec, transfer station here, all have them. On your desk, you do have the agenda for September 16th. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to it. I was going to publish it tomorrow.
there is some other business that we keep adding.
No, but it's all with Kevin, so it's covered under that, as long as you
Yes.
say whatever, as long as you say whatever you're going in for, it's gonna be fine. But what if anything official, like on the record business you wanted to put on there, if you're just good with that, so.
The only thing we have is to sign that application, but doesn't need to be we've already voted.
Yeah.
The application for the firefighter.
Oh, yeah, we
that's-
voted on that, and usually Kari will just have it in her office and we can sign it there.
It's got
Okay.
any other business on there.
So we're good.
Yeah, we try and specify it, and that's,
Yeah.
Try to specify.
try to keep it
Right.
less
So if we
generic.
talked
We'll be
about
covered.
something that somebody wanted to be here and talk to us about.
That's why, yeah, we try and keep it less generic, yeah.
Right.
So if you think of something we can add it and I haven't published it yet, but I was gonna do it tomorrow, just if you had anything to put on there that you don't want to talk about. Let's see here. The 18th, we have our sidewalk meeting with the property owners that will be affected by the new shared use path. So
Is this JP sidewalk?
yes, so everybody affected was sent a certified letter telling them they have property that's going to be affected, and I have all of the receipts back. So they've all gotten them to show up to the meeting. It's going to be here. Stephanie will be here, and be a good. So each of them also got a copy of the map of their affected section of the sidewalk, so they could see it ahead of time. So they're all set for that. I have had people from Heather Lane gotten a hold of me, and the prevailing preference is they're asking about, would we just make it continue Crossman Drive? And some said Crossman Drive, some said Crossman Drive extension. If we do that, it would be extension, because if we just simply continued Crossman Drive, there are houses at the end of Crossman Drive now that are on the left, which would then become on the right. So we'd actually end up changing addresses on Crossman Drive as well. If we create a Crossman Drive extension, they are left alone. So that would be a better option.
Okay.
And
is that most of the neighbors that
I've heard from several. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So,
right.
and I think next meeting was the time we gave them to come
Okay.
talk about it. So,
All right.
but I've had and not one negative
Good.
comment about it. So
It
which
is
was
a
nice.
safety thing.
It is.
so,
And
yeah.
It's funny how different neighborhoods come across
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
But everybody that I've talked to has said we've had a problem with deliveries, we have a problem with it, and it's so they're like, we want this to get fixed. So they're happy about it. So that's moving forward. So it's looking like it's probably going to be Crossman Drive extension.
And that's acceptable with the 911 folks.
Yes. Yep. We already talked to him about it. We have the numbers. We'll take that opportunity to update some actual numbers because they're out of whack a little
right.
bit too. So
Yeah.
we're going to fix the whole thing all at once. Tomorrow afternoon is the Route 4 East Traffic Committee meeting with VTrans.
Oh,
So we will
via Zoom.
put it on. Yep, we'll put it on in here. And
Okay.
if anybody wants to come over, it's at 1:30 tomorrow, and we'll put it
I
up. and-
can't wait to hear the logic.
know.
So I have been preparing some thoughts. Well,
Good for
so,
you.
so the speed limit now is 45.
Yeah.
The speed limit from West Rutland to Center Rutland on a 4-lane section of the same road is 40. So, and these folks aren't complaining about the speed, or the speeding of the speed limit. They're complaining about the speed is too high for the location, which is different than complaining, because that letter or the response was, they were talking about speeding, but that's not the issue. The issue is it's too high for the conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the city of Rutland, that speed limit is 35
Yep.
through the entire city.
Yeah.
Or 30 actually in places, and
Yep.
then 35 when you get up on it. So,
Yep.
but I have been thinking,
Good.
so I'm really going to try to be here.
Good. Thank you.
It's going to interfere with murder and hay, but I'll try to be here.
Yeah.
It should be an interesting meeting.
I was trying to figure out.
What's that?
You've had an awful lot of sunshine though.
Yeah.
Yes, but we've had an awful broke more.
Oh,
Yeah.
So well, I guess we'll recap that the
What
next
time is
time.
it?
1:30.
1:30.
Yep.
All right.
The tree out front was trimmed.
I saw
They
that.
got that done the beginning of this week, or I think it was last week. Came up pretty good. They were here for a little while and cut and trimmed it. He's like, they shaped it, gave it a nice shape, and he's like,
They did, and the little buds are coming.
Yep.
So they
Yep.
did a good job.
they tried to avoid the bearing patches a little bit too much, but it definitely took a lot off, and it was good. So we received our grant reimbursement from VLCT for our annual safety grant, so that's $4,600. That paid for some upgrades we did at Mike for his surveillance, and all of Dave's confined space equipment. They
Good.
bought all their confined space equipment, so that's, we got 50% match on that. So we received that back. That's all back in their accounts. And Monday, I won't be here Monday.
Okay.
Everything else is good. That's on the schedule. I send out every week too. So, and the last thing, there is, VLCT sent out some information today. There are some, grant programs that are going to be coming out that, will help municipalities with expenses if they want to switch to a .gov system rather than .com.
That's
There are
us.
a
Are
lot
we
of
the
it. There
only
are,
ones?
oh, no,
Okay.
not even close. There are a lot of advantages, to having a .gov email address, and the grant would help basically pay for the people to help make that transition, because there's some work to do. So I've requested information on what's involved in doing that to see. It's something that was brought up many years ago. Josh talked about that at one point. But it wasn't what it was expensive at that point, but they've changed a lot of that to be able to get to it. So, so I'm going to get some information on that. And when I have that, I will, I'll bring that back, but that could be a good, it's a lot of places. It's really positive. There is some background, cybersecurity benefits to having a .gov
Yeah.
system, but it would involve changing the website, email addresses, things like that.
Everybody's
So
email
there's,
address.
yes, it really would. So there definitely are some background things that would have to get done and changed, but they assist with like setting up redirection. So if people email your existing email address, it would forward automatically, like all that stuff will happen in the background, but that helps to help people with coordinating that. So, but that just came out today. So we've got more to come. And then everything else is on the agenda.
Alrighty, so down under action items, we've signed the letter for inviting Mr. Anthony to come talk to us. B, I received this as board to appoint an intermunicipal team to coordinate with the city for the state 250th anniversary. Is it state or is it?
Keep saying it's the nation.
It is.
It's not the state.
Yeah.
Well, the state's been advertising their 250th anniversary. So
I don't, because
I'm not sure.
Vermont became a, what the hell year did?
1791.
I-
We were an independent republic
But
for longer than Texas was.
That's right.
And it really annoys Texas. when you tell
Right,
them.
because we were the 14th state.
yes,
And we were an independent republic for, I don't know how long.
Yes.
But it's not 250 years.
It's
And
Declaration of
the
Independence.
Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776.
Right.
And next year will be 250 years.
yes.
Okay, which is why Paul Clifford called me and said, he's now a city alderman. You'll remember he was
Here for a while.
a select board member.
Yeah,
for-
he just keeps changing communities. He
Right,
finds
right.
one he likes.
Anyway, he said, would the town be willing to come talk with the city's intermunicipal committee about 250th anniversary celebration? I said, sure, why not?
I think we first got to figure out whose birthday we're celebrating here.
They want fireworks?
Well, I mentioned fireworks as being a question that had come to mind.
Ideal
So
time to get
what-
started.
We have an intermunicipal committee.
Well, see, here's the intermunicipal committee is me and whoever would fit the criteria, because if it was a highway thing, it would be somebody from highway committee. If it was a whatever use of the
Finance
pool
or,
thing, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is kind of wide open, but I got thinking about this, and it seems to me a logical person to be on this municipal committee would be either Matt or Kurt, because you guys will be around when we celebrate in 25 years, right? So you'll be able to carry on the tradition. We won't be around. I mean,
We may last longer than the country.
And I don't really care, but that was my thought. Are either of you interested in being on this intermunicipal committee for the purpose? And I said to Paul, you're not gonna toss anything else on the agenda, are you? He goes, no, 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 no. I said, okay, all right.
Can we toss things on?
Yeah, well, not until after we've
Public Works.
visit with our
Matt can have
Yes.
with our attorney next week. Okay, that's our plan.
Do we have to do anything on this soon?
We just need to tell them who our committee is and then they will
Should Mike join in on it? Rowe?
You know,
possibly eventually, but this was the two intermunicipal committees. Not 1791.
March 4th.
There, I was right. Just once tonight, but still, I'll hang on to that. So, youngsters relatively on the select board, which one of you wants to do it?
Nose goes. I don't have to do anything this month. I could probably
Wait,
do it.
isn't your office in the city, Matt?
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah.
I do think that if.
Got him.
if, you know, if we're gonna do something along that line, that Mike Rowe might be a good person to be part of this too. I don't know what they're planning, but he, you know, because
I think Paul was talking about the aldermanic committee first, and then part of the first discussion would be, who do we include
right. So
from our departments? What departments need to get involved? And I'm sure rec is going to be one on their side and on our side as
Cause
well.
I was telling the last
If
time
it's
is that
rec on
in
our side.
in
like to do.
1976, you know, the town put on a pretty big deal at the school
Yes,
for the 200th
1776. Okay.
19, yeah, we
Okay.
did it. And
1976.
1976.
Joe wasn't around
I
for
wasn't here.
1776.
I was around for the 200th anniversary, and 250.
He's around for the 100th, but
Yeah.
We had a town 200th, didn't we?
250th birthday for the
Yes.
town
And that was up
was,
at
Green Mountain Power. At the church,
11th?
at
the
the church there now.
The
Yeah.
church, yeah, I had a little.
we were
Billings
over at
display there.
CV and the chapel and
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
had, that was 250 years
Town.
for the town
Right.
it was
The
chartered,
town,
because the
yes.
charters, a lot of the towns were chartered in 1761,
Yes.
all across you'll see them everywhere. And so we had, that was for the town. The state's 250th birthday is a little ways. I don't even know if the
Years away.
state did anything in 1991 for 200 years.
Wait, I don't remember.
I don't remember if we did.
license plates.
Huh?
You have
Oh,
those
the
license plates.
license plates.
Maybe for 200 years. So
That might have been
we're a ways
before
away
Kurt's
from
time.
it.
It was before my time, yeah.
Yeah. We're 16 years away from 250 years as a state.
Yeah. All right, so,
But it would be, it'd be nice to do, but I think they all gotta get this together, that this isn't the state's 250th.
yeah, no, you're right.
It's the country.
Okay.
As long as we get to blow up some fireworks, who cares?
Well, and that was the point when I talked to North Star, they haven't decided that yet because they are anticipating a substantial request for that.
Yeah, 4th of July is
Yeah.
gonna be right, just
Need
crazy.
to get the whole county on this committee.
Well,
Big fireworks.
who I was talking with,
Three different locations,
Mendon's
all
select board member.
simultaneous. Oh, it'd be wild.
and Mendon's like, you guys are getting together, huh? So, it could spread, but
Then you gotta pick a spot,
yeah, there's that.
someplace, if you're gonna do fireworks together, it'd be nice to have a place where the public could watch them without being either in the road or their life in jeopardy, but.
They go over the airport, they can park on the runways and we'll set them off way down to the farm.
Oh,
Oh, I
boy.
like that.
Oh, boy.
No planes coming in at night anyway.
Yeah, there's more than you think down
Yeah,
there.
well,
It's surprising.
Well, the runway is closed from
Yeah.
9 to 10.
Yeah, it takes an act of Congress close the runway.
So shall we start with Matt?
Sure.
Okay. And then we'll see what they have in mind, and then as different committees get pulled in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure rec is gonna be one of them, so you guys will be part. Yeah. Okay, I'll let them know. Thank you. That takes care of B. Board to discuss budget planning for the next fiscal year. All right, this is when we talk backwards. we have to have the budget and everything to the printer.
Mhm. I don't have a schedule yet.
Okay.
That's a little
And the
early.
school before too long will be asking us, when do you want to have pre-town meeting in January? So we've got to
that's-
know that.
So I think usually we've been pushing to have the budgets done by the first board meeting of December.
I think so. I think we always say we should do it by Thanksgiving and we never quite make it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it ends up being the first week.
It's kind of one of those things where if you wait just a little longer, you've got like half the spending for this fiscal year, which gives folks a little bit of an idea what they need, but.
So that's the second.
So I was asked the other day by the auditor for still some information on grant tracking and how we do that. So I just gave that to her yesterday. So
Okay.
I'm not sure if they can actually put in final number because we shift the budget sheets. So we do the budget sheets with the numbers that were adjusted at the end of the fiscal year, and that hasn't been done yet. So I don't know how close they are. Like, there's still that whole process that's got to get done before we can actually have draft budget sheets to get last year's numbers on.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should work on our budgets from 15th of October to December 1st and have them ready.
Okay.
And
So
then,
that means,
because then you can schedule
yeah,
a special meeting for the budgets. And do you look at that already, Kurt?
The second was the first in December.
Yeah. But we can figure out, when you want to do
All
that.
right.
Cause it's nice to have that all done before the holidays.
and it worked pretty well last year, I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Yep.
So why don't we, and this will give us time, I think Matt and I need to work or meet with police before, and then, so if we had one now and then we had one in October. So we should be talking, and then we have the, like the listers and the transfer station committee, and some of you folks are gonna have several
Constable,
meetings.
these guys can start thinking
There's
about.
planning commission, the constables.
Yeah.
Start,
Yeah.
Instead of waiting a lot, give them, and you brought it up tonight to everybody, so everybody's on board, they know that budget season's coming.
Okay, so that's good.
It's not like it's new, and it's not like it's sneaking up on us.
Okay, so we're building budgets within committees between October 15th and December 1. With the target of having a budget vote on our second meeting in December. That's good. Select board project list is there. Oh, hey,
So
do we
since
get
the,
to take off the,
since the final payment has been authorized, that can go.
Right?
we can take off the
We're gonna pop a cork on
new
something.
public safety building.
It's like we gotta pop a cork on something.
Oh, really?
Break a bottle over the corner of the building. or
Yeah.
something.
No, don't. God, no. Okay, committee meeting reports, do we have any? Okay,
Well, next time.
all right, and don't forget, next Tuesday's meeting with town council and the deadline for the circle, September 15th. And, quick thank you note from one of our scholarship recipients. I'm truly honored to have been selected as a scholarship recipient. Thank you for your generosity and support in helping me pursue my educational goals. Kind regards, Mackenzie McLaughlin. And this is to the Town of Rutland Scholarship Committee. So thank you, Sharon and Matt.
So there was two things that we should be thinking about. One, and we need to talk with the electrician that did the fire station, public safety building, to get a quote from him on running that power line down to the sewer pump at State Place. Because that pump needs to be run from the building in case of power loss. The generator will cover that. And I had talked to JJ about it several times, but I'm sure he's probably really busy. So we need to reach out to him and ask him and I'd like him to do it because he's familiar with the building. So it won't be somebody new coming in and trying to find a circuit and figure out where it's coming from and where the conduit is and that. And then the other thing I think that we should really consider, now that the building is ours and we've paid for it, is either talking with JJ or someone about what are our options with that generator that's there. The generator is way too big for the building. It's going to be a liability for the town. This is one of the peeves I have with that whole building was what the electrical engineer designed into the building. And I think with a little help from an electrician and whomever we're going to probably take a hit on that thing, but get a smaller one that would be more in line with what the station uses. We have power bills, excuse me, for that building for the first 7-8 months. So we know what the demand is going to be, what the usage is there, and then get something tailored more to that building.
Let's see if we can sell the generator. the
Well,
bigger
I'm
one.
hoping that if we deal with Northfield or somebody, they'll give us a pretty good return on a almost new generator. It is used,
Mm.
but get something that's going to run much smaller fuel capacity, more in line with our needs. You know, that was something that was just out of our scope of knowledge, I think, at the time, and now it's going to be a liability going forward. So, I mean, I can reach out to JJ if you want, or Kirk, because Kirk knows him pretty well. Either way.
JJ.
Huh?
I know JJ some last night.
Yeah, I don't have a problem starting that conversation because.
Yeah, because I just,
I mean, we were talking about, for heaven's sake, filling up fire trucks from it,
yeah,
so.
well, the tank that Dave wanted to buy initially is smaller than the fuel tank underneath the generator.
Yeah.
So if you wanna, I
Yeah.
think if that, if
I gotta
Mary, so
call him
the
about
rest
something
of it,
else anyway.
Okay.
you know, and I can meet with him anytime, and you and I go down and talk to him about, because he knows about the,
Talk to him about putting an outlet in the generator panel for us over there.
sure. I just as well, because I mean, those guys did a great job at the wiring up there, and he was really good to work with. I really like, you know, his attitude and working with him.
Good.
Very, very common sense approach to what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's top notch for sure.
So. All right, that
All
was
right.
just something
Yes,
I
thank you.
keep
Yeah,
rattling
well,
around up there, and it finally fell out.
All right. Anything else?
We'll go adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, non-debatable. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, folks. Have a good evening.